That breaking news out of Midtown Atlanta at this hour. I'm Tracy Hutchins. Now at 3, Atlanta police responding to an armed person at the Four Seasons Hotel. Atlanta News First, Joshua Skinner live there along 14th Street. Joshua, what have you learned? What can you tell us?
Yeah, Tracy, I've been out here for about an hour now. We were actually right next to the Four Seasons before the perimeter here that we're standing outside of now was set up. Real quick, what police are telling us, they're saying that there is a person who is possibly armed inside this Four Seasons on 14th near Crescent Avenue. They have set up a perimeter. They did not say exactly if the person was barricaded or what's going on, but police did tell me they do not believe there is any threat to the general public out here on the street in Midtown. They're just sectioning off this road as an abundance of caution. I can tell you what I've seen while I was inside the perimeter. We saw a ton of SWAT coming in, gearing up, going inside. More police cars than I can count pulling up and in, helicopters flying all over the place. It's an interesting scene, but everyone seems to be very calm down here on the road. It seems like everyone's going about their business in a very professional manner. There's no hecticness, seemingly no worry to the public. They have, again, sectioned off this area. So if you drive through Crescent, through 14th Street on your way home, or whether you're going to pick somebody up or anything like that, it's probably not going to get through there. You're going to have to find an alternate route, and that's causing traffic issues. But right now, we're told a possibly armed person inside the Four Seasons here in Midtown, and that there is, as of now, no threat to the general public. Tracy?